hot. It's right off the road. I came here for some soul searching. Something that I do all the time, but I really needed it. I had so much frustration built up. Just trying to process. It's windy. I'm going to go up here. There's wind's coming out of that section. I don't know how you can get cats like these out here. Guess we do. It's a style. And yeah, this is the first series with this video. Look, this character look. It's really great, but I'm trying to get shelter from the vehemence of the air. Here or behind this. I want to see some cactus too, to show you my desert location. Right up here. This might be good. And you're probably wondering about the webcam too. Yeah, I forgot the camera. I need a rock to put this on. This is not too far off the road. I didn't have time to get way into here. Ah, here's a rock. Here's a decent rock. This is pretty cool. Right here. Why don't we just do this here? Hopefully there's no rattlesnakes or scorpions. I don't know. Soul searching, yeah. Before I started the video, what was actually going on was I just don't even like to admit this. Like weeping, crying, whining. Stupid shit, you know, breaking down with emotion, and that's what I don't like. There was a time in my life when I was a little bit younger, you know, in the past 10 years ago. There has been some of these types of experiences, these situations coming up for me, but not a lot. And the reason why is because I've grown up, but I've come to a point where I've balanced out my emotions to where that energy level of life has a method of being processed into thought, because there's sensory perception, you know, like the sensual and enjoyment body, you know, the taste, the sounds, all that eye candy, and then, you know, mixed in with that you have the emotional roller coaster. And I always see that as, you know, the ups and downs of desires and lusts. So I keep a detachment, you know, when it goes on, I'm just like, whatever, what does it mean? The whole time my mind is always analyzing it on another level. Now, you might say, oh, why not just go with it? Why not just be in the moment and just experience that? But I've already experienced all that. I have a whole database, memories of all that, just swimming through it for years and becoming more and more aware and saying, well, what's that? Why, I'm being pulled every which way by the moods. The moods are like the tides, like the moon phases, like it's just that level of things. So I wanted to have a more advanced level. I wanted to get into this new stage of me where I'm aware of these things. I know that they exist. I know that it's a part of being human, a part of living my individual life. But then I said, hey, for me, being what I am, my spirit, with my goals that my soul is longing for, the objectives that I've had for a long time, that, it's my life's work, almost like destiny or a prophecy that I believe in, making myself the center of this whole spiritual unfoldment, the divine, happening, the divine plan for it. It's on the level of a higher will, like a beyond individuality type of being, type of consciousness, that type of thing where I just don't live for myself. I live for this whole system that I think that I'm a part of, this movement, which is predestined. And that's just a belief. I'm not pushing that on you. I'm just saying me. I don't need to push that on me. That's what I am. That's what I am. I'm not just the individual who's, oh, I like that. A little chocolate now. Oh, yeah, I like that tea, that hot tea. Oh, I like the way she looks at me and this and that. And, that's kind of like sensory and, interpersonal, but not collectivity. See, I'm into the collectivity. How can I do something that's not just better for me, not just better for my lover, not just better for my child, not just better for my family or my homeboys or whatever, is better for everybody in this bigger system in the whole planet Earth. It's global. And then I said, well, what the hell is he talking about? So the emotions that normally come from a simple individualized life, I have to understand it and interconnect it to everything in the world that I know is out there that I'm a part of, like as much as possible. It is ever expanding. And then probably it's why I crashed down, because when you get to into that stage, you've asked for it, and then it's like the collapse. Now, I don't know why it's today. It's been building up. There's just been stuff, and I haven't talked about this on any of the videos. Maybe I have a few little videos here and there, but I haven't released them. I haven't talked about it in the public domain. I haven't released. And, here's the main one. Like today, it's all coming out. This is not even an act. This is not a joke. This isn't a script. This isn't a put on. This isn't for more views. First of all, just Shakespeare has a famous axiom that all the world's a stage and we are merely players. You know, he was working in literature and theater and other things that he was into. If he had any wisdom, you know, he's a philosopher and a thinker of some sort. You know, that's widely accepted. In fact, people don't even know who Shakespeare was. You know, it's like I want people to know who I am. You know, I want that to be documented. But the point is, now I'm in the muck of it, and when it's going on, and I'm saying, okay, it's not a script, but actually, yes, it is. But I've learned the script, or it's been programmed into me so well that I just experience it, and it's so believable to the audience that this is really going on. This is my first statement when I came on here as Mr. E and all the other channels. I'm the real deal, because I felt like I'm not an actor, but yet an actor who's so real, he's just the real thing, the real actor. You know, so it's catch-22. No matter what, you can't. When you be yourself, when you're really being yourself, and you say, this is real, I'm not following a script, it's spontaneous, I'm improvising, I'm really me, and then you realize, hey, I'm really me, the actor. But anyhow, I digress. Now, back to the point is that, yeah, why was I crying? I really feel like crying again, but, you know, I have to do this video. Because I don't know how to cry. It's like stuck. I'm going away from everybody right now. Everybody. It's not been a long time. You know, I've been in contact with people but it's like, and I don't even know on here. I don't know whether YouTube is broken and it's not working and or nobody is on here anymore. I know a lot of people from the past, 5 years ago, 4 years ago, 3 years ago. These people, you know, I never see them anymore. And, you know, maybe I never made it seem like, oh no, I probably did. I probably did appreciate it and was like, hey, you know, this is really cool and we need to stick together. I worked for community. You know, maybe I had my own unique flair about it, and maybe it was offensive sometimes, and maybe it was insulting and turned off people and put them off or whatever, or alienated them and alienated myself from bigger things. Fine, but, you know, there was a connection, there was a grouping, there was a social networking, but now it's like, you know, you reach this point where I've been trying, and then I realized, wow, now it's a reflection of my real life. I went away from everybody because I can't get along or something, and I go away. And I see this in other people. I see them going through this too. I see you. A lot of you, sometimes you come back and then it's like, hello, where is everybody? And, you know, I've seen it with, I'll name some names, Sonic Alchemy formerly, and now Tavis something Bard, new channel name, Featherflow, just people, and then people that you don't hear about for years. But what is it, you know? What does it mean? Everything is just in flux? Everything just disassociates? People come together, like Barry Manilow says, we're two ships that pass in the night. You know, what's actually going on? Or then we get stuck together with our real lives, like Pink Floyd says, or like two lost souls swimming in a fish bowl year after year. And kicking around on a piece of ground in your hometown. Wish you were here. So, wish you were here. No, I don't want you to really be here and going through what I'm going through, but I'm going to tell you now from a distance. What I like about this, what I am aware of, is that there's a wall of separation. There's a virtual wall, because I'm in virtual reality. You're coming and visiting the virtual reality of me. You don't get the actual me. And that's maybe good, because I'll tell you right now, the people that are in my real life, that, they see me in the virtual reality, because after I produce it in front of them, but having the real me, it's not that easy. But having said that, I don't want you to be like, God, he's like a Tasmanian devil in a Warner Brothers cartoon, just a walking, spinning nightmare. No. But yeah, to my own self, I'm a nightmare. And let me just talk about this. Is really, let me turn this off and restart it again, so I don't want a huge fall. This is about, 16 minutes?